Welcome back to my channel for a new recipe. Today I am making the famous Moroccan couscous with lamb, vegetables and caramelized onions. Believe me, this couscous is very delicious, so flavorful and definitely worth the try if you've never tried it before. If you're new to my channel, press on the subscribe button, it's absolutely free. Click on the like and share my videos with your family and friends. You will find the list of all the ingredients you need for this recipe in the description box. First, let's start with the ingredients for the sauce. You will need 1 kg of lamb leg cut into pieces, 1 tablespoon of chopped coriander and parsley, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 4 tablespoons of tomato puree, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger or half a teaspoon of ginger powder, 1 teaspoon of butter or smen as we call it in Morocco, or 1 teaspoon of ghee butter, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 onion and 2 fresh tomatoes that I'm going to chop, 1 bowl of chickpeas, and 2 liters of boiling water. In a pressure cooker or a big pot, add the pieces of lamb, add the ginger paste, the butter, smen or ghee butter, the salt, the black pepper, the paprika, the turmeric, the chopped coriander and parsley, the tomato paste, the tomato puree, the chopped onion and tomatoes, the olive oil, and the chickpeas. Now mix well to combine all the ingredients, then let it cook on low heat for about 5 minutes, turning the meat from time to time. I have 1 handful of fresh coriander and parsley that I've attached with a cooking string. After 5 minutes, add the bunched up coriander and parsley into the cooking pot, stir and let it cook for another 5 minutes. For the vegetables, we will need half a white cabbage, 1 large piece of pumpkin, 1 fresh red chilli, 6 big carrots, 2 courgettes, 2 white long parsnip, and 1 bowl of broad beans. And I'm going to need 1 kilogram of medium couscous. I use always the couscous called dari, and you can find it in any butchers. Now the ingredients for the caramelized onions and raisins that we call tfaya, we're going to need 5 onions cut in slices, 1 bowl of raisins rinsed and drained, 3 tablespoons of honey. You can use sugar instead of honey if you prefer, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. In a large saucepan, add the chopped onions, the raisins, the salt, the black pepper, the turmeric, the cinnamon powder, the cinnamon stick, the honey or sugar, and the olive oil. Stir well to combine all the ingredients and cover. Then let it cook on low heat for 5 minutes, stirring from time to time. At this point, you don't need to add any water as the onion will release the water. After 10 minutes of cooking on low heat, the meat has absorbed all the spices, and now we can add the 2 liters of boiling water. Always add the water on the side of the pot and never directly on the meat. Then stir well, cover and let it cook for 40 minutes or until the meat is very tender. If you are not using a pressure cooker, then let the meat cook for about an hour to an hour and a half or until the meat is completely tender. So now we're going to start preparing the couscous. So pour all the couscous into a large deep plate. In Morocco, we use a big plate called the ghasha, and I know that not everybody has one. So use whatever big and deep plate you have at home. Then cover the couscous with cold water. Mix it a little bit and empty the water straight away. Don't let it absorb the water or it will become too mushy. So after when you have emptied all the water, mix it with your hand and let it dry up a little bit. Then boil some water into a steamer cooker pot or a couscousier, as we call it. Then start rubbing the couscous into both hands to separate the grains. Transfer the couscous into the steamer and steam for about 15 minutes or until you can see the steam coming out of the steamer. When the couscous is cooked, transfer it back into the big plate. Then mix the couscous using a wooden spoon as the couscous is very hot. Now add 1 small drinking glass of water. I'm very sorry for this part was not recorded and I don't know what happened. I thought it was recording, but obviously it didn't. So use like I said, 1 small drinking glass of water. Mix it well, and if you see that the couscous still dry, add a little bit more of water. So after adding this small drinking glass of water and you see that your couscous is moist, mix it well and let it absorb the water while you're still mixing it. Add some salt to your taste and mix well. Then transfer back the couscous into the steamer and steam it another time. So in total the couscous is steamed twice. After the second time, transfer the couscous back into the large plate and add 1 tablespoon of butter. Mix it well until the butter is completely melted. And that's it. Our couscous is done. You should end up with the light, fluffy and separated grains. Then set aside and let it cool down. After 45 minutes, check that the meat is well cooked. Then remove the meat from the pot and add the white cabbage, the carrots, the white parsnip, the red chilli and the broad beans. Check the seasoning and add some water if the vegetables are not covered. The vegetable should be covered with the sauce. Cover and let it cook for 10 minutes. Check the onions after 5 minutes and add 2 small drinking glasses of the couscous sauce. Cover and let it cook until the whole sauce have evaporated and the onions are caramelized. Stir time to time so the onions don't stick to the bottom of the pan. After 10 minutes, add the courgette and the pumpkin and cook for another 10 minutes or until all the vegetables are cooked. Et voila, our couscous is ready to be served. Place some couscous into a serving plate, add the meat in the middle, and then add the vegetables all around. Then add some caramelized onions on top and finish by pouring some of the delicious sauce. I hope you will try this couscous and let me know in the comments how it turned out for you. Bon appétit! If you liked the video, like and share with your family and friends, and before you leave, click on the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. It's completely free. Hit the bell to receive notification and leave me a comment about the video or what you would like me to cook in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time with a new recipe.